I was listening to you on a podcast. I was like, I gotta get information.
Which episode were you listening to?
I finished up Jared's earlier today, and then I was watching the episode with Wally. Wait, let me fix my levels. Talk real quick.
Hey.
Perfect. Do I sound good on your end?
Yes, you do.
All right, awesome. How are you today, though?
I'm good. How are you?
I've been so excited. It's so funny because I was listening to your episode with Jared first, and obviously like getting to know you more about like your law experience and going through that. And I'm scrolling through, and this is how you know the FBI is definitely listening to us. I like scroll through my Instagram, and the first thing that comes up is like a reel of like cats, and it's like they're in a courtroom. It's like, but sir, if my client is a liar, why aren't his pants on fire? And then there's a cat's like, oh. It was just stupid. It was just funny as fuck. I'm like, yeah, my FBI agent. I'm like, yo, I give him props though, because he give me good memes. So
That's so funny.
but I was gonna say, how was your day? How was work, life, the whole nine?
Good. How about you?
Good, not too crazy. I just did a bunch of paperwork. I'm at a nuclear plant, so gotta do all that fun.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, it's a bunch of fucking paperwork, and I can imagine you understand because you go through a bunch of fucking paperwork. So
Yep.
it's like fucking mind blowing. You're just like, it's like you want to read books, and you go to pick up a book. You're like, no, I don't want to do it. I'm good right now.
That's so funny.
Holy shit! All right, let me set everything up. So my audios are good. You're good. Let me see. Let me double check to make sure this is recording actually.
It said to me that it was.
Oh, okay, perfect. I just want to make sure. Let me get this guy out of here. We don't want you here. Get out of there. Fucking second me, looking all fancy and shit. Get out of here. I'm looking
It's
like
your notes.
Huh?
It's the notes. I was like, that's so cool. Love that.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how to do that, but so cool.
Oh, actually, if you want, like, wait, what do you use? Because you do interviews, right, as well on your podcast, or no?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you do it mostly in person or all?
No, usually virtual.
Oh, okay. What do you use then to record?
I started using StreamYard now. I was using Riverside, but I had a lot of issues.
Issues like what?
Well, the most recent one, I had an hour and 10-minute podcast, and there is only 12 minutes of my voice. Yeah.
Oh, what? It didn't warn you or anything?
No.
Wait, so it had all the guests?
And one of my friends is like, piece it together, but it is so much. Like, there's been times that I've cut out at times, but I literally I have two separate audios, and it was 12 minutes and something seconds of me, and then she was like 50 whatever minutes, and the total was, and I was like, and you see, I literally disappear in the video too. I don't know where I go, but I just vanish.
Yeah.
It's weird too, because everything I said or asked, like, it was as if it was being said, but like it wasn't said, just like it was silent. But you hear her responses, but I don't know everything I said because I don't like formulate questions.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Oh, you do it off the fly too?
Yep.
Hey, let's go. I like that. I think it like some people like see, I've had bad experiences obviously with episodes like that where I've lacked where the individual themselves was just they were just hard to get out, like get them comfortable to be able to release. So it's like, oh, I had to like really dig in there, like, motherfucker, give me your goddamn life. Like, you know what I'm saying? You've definitely felt that way. You know, have you had any challenges, or maybe you're just good at conversing, a lot like better at conversing than me? You know?
No, I've had some that are harder.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was like, nope, we're done with Riverside. I've had other small issues, but that I was like, yeah. And then normally their support system has usually been pretty good. But then they sent me, they're like, oh, here's the backup. I'm like, this isn't the same thing. I'm still not here. And they're like, then they blamed it on the type of gigabytes I have on my computer. And I'm like, bro, I've been using Riverside for months. This is the first time this happened to me. Now it's my computer's fault. I'm like, we're done. Cancel that. I'm done.
Yeah, see, and that's like, come on, like that just that one interaction just had him lose a customer, and it's just like, come on, like you had the loyalty, you guys doing great, like at least show some like courtesy, like at least try to make sure the customer actually leaves happy. Like that's like, isn't that what customer support's supposed to be? It's like at least make sure the customer's happy. Like fuck, I don't know.
I'm not here to like shit on Riverside, but like,
we're here to shit on Riverside. I've never even heard about it. I literally, when you said it, I thought it was like a gang or something. I'm like, Riverside. Like, what the fuck is like Riverside? What? And there's the upper side, like New York or some shit. Like, I don't know, like they're fucking battling out in the Bronx. You know how it is.
I'm dead. Oh my god.
Well, I guess, what was it? Actually, I might as well just fucking start recording. I should have just recorded that too. But when it comes, fuck, now my fucking ADHD is going everywhere. Fuck, podcast. Oh yeah, so getting people, like trying to get conversation like out of people. Like I definitely learned a lot though, like through like this, and I'm still learning every day. You know, every experience. And like I don't know about you, because does it like, were you as social as you are now as an individual? Because me, I was social, but like I definitely had a bunch of like anxiety, like talking to people, thinking I'm like, dude, I'm fucking weird. Like, I don't know if anyone's gonna fuck with me.
I had some anxiety over it, but not that much. Not that much. I didn't really care. You don't want to listen to what I have to say? Don't listen to the podcast. I didn't care that much.
And that's good, right?
No, growing up, I was like, I did not talk. I was not social. But as I got older, like, nah, I can talk. I got shit to say. Somebody's meant to hear it.
Yeah, hey, exactly, right. And it's like, what's the point of this life if you're not actually, being who you are, like finding and going through that journey of, I guess the hero's journey, right? You know, going through your biggest of downfalls and getting back up and going over the trials and tribulations. Like that's what this life's meant for. You know, it's so weird when I hear people like. It's so, because I don't know about you, like obviously like when we're young, we're like, oh, I want to get old and just like do nothing and relax, and then you like, it's like, nah, fuck that. That sounds boring. That sounds like I would shoot myself at that point. But,
Yeah.
what was I gonna say? No, actually, I want to go back to oh my god, my stoned ass. Fuck. Give me a second. Let me think. Because now my mind, like ADHD mind, is like going all over the place. So I'm like, all right, I had this like ready to spring out, and I'm like, wait, no, I wanted to start with this or that and this and that. But wait, podcast. I'm leaving this all on too. Everyone's gonna deal with it. Y'all gonna deal with this. Yeah, gonna deal. Like oh, fuck. You know what? Wait. Oh damn, I'm sorry. Because they see, and this is like, actually, that's a great thing. So have you ever because you said you do it spontaneously too with your guests and stuff like that, right? Like, you really just go in, just no notes, nothing. When you
sometimes I have like little bullet points of like a few things I want to definitely touch upon.
But son, just like light taps here and there. I feel I do the same.
Yeah, like if there's something specifically about them that I want to just make sure, like even like here you noticed you forgot something, like little thing, not like a specific question, but like I'm trying to think of an example. Oh, even one of the guys I interviewed, he had done 1,000 storywork sessions. I specifically wrote 1,000 storywork. Just a little memory, like it about him that he's done something he's done. You know what I'm saying?
Wait, what's storywork?
You haven't heard of storywork and lifted coaches?
No, never heard. No.
Oh my god! It's about the words and what you got. You got to listen to some of these episodes.
Okay.
The Dave Robinson episode and the Kimberly Kesting episode. You got to listen to them.
I'll listen to. I'll literally listen to them right after this. After we're done recording. So So is Dave Robinson and sorry, who was the other one?
Kim Kesting. They're back to back on my podcast.
Why, are they married or something, or is it just like convenient that you just had like them back to back? Like,
so I recorded them close together, and they are both enlifted coaches. So I did purposely schedule them back to back.
oh, okay.
They weren't like recorded back to back on my timeline, but they were pretty close. So
I think it's pretty cool too, because it's especially with a topic like that. I can imagine it can get so deep and like in different perspectives, and obviously everyone who, even though it's for example, even just like podcasting, like obviously look at your podcast compared to mine, for example, it's just completely different things and ways that it can be done, and that can just in one genre of of a hobby. So it's just good to hear the different opinions and perspectives of how people do certain things in this. Like, oh, that makes you do it this way. Oh shit, that's different. I like the way you do that. Oh, maybe the way you edit your videos is like. Do you actually edit your own videos and do like the whole nine, or do you have like a little team back there like for your whole podcast? Are you just?
Oh gosh, no, I do not have a team. We're not there yet. We're not there yet.
I like that though. The mindset, not there yet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me ask you actually, Chris, because I know you're doing like breath work and stuff like that, but like, is there anything like you do in your episodes, like you focus on just like the mind, like reflecting deep in the mind, like, oh, like for example, like, because I don't know, not gonna lie, like this is actually like a question I wanted to ask. I just kind of like jumping. It's kind of, oh, I just have like little bullet points too, but I kind of was like interested, like what was your biggest self reflection in your life? Like that helped you become the person, like the woman you are today, you know, like, because obviously when we grow up, we're not the same as we were 16 years old, even 21, 22, 20, you know, we change wholeheartedly. So it's like, what was that moment looking back at the time that made you who you are now to focus on podcasting, breathwork and stuff like that? I was just, because like, I feel like the moments like that, like, is when people are, I wouldn't say necessarily, I guess at their lowest, because like that's when they truly self-reflect, like what's my purpose, what's my, you know, what do I want to do with this life, like, and that's what got me to do this. But anyway, sorry, I'm talking too much. Go ahead.
I mean, I don't know if I would say if it was one specific moment.
Yeah.
I think it was a combination of multiple different events that slowly just led me here. It's kind of funny because if anybody would have told me even a year ago that I would have started a podcast, I would have said, no way in hell. No way in hell. I ain't gonna, what the fuck? No way. It's slowly kind of, I guess my biggest shift came towards the end of a romantic relationship I was in. I got involved in fitness towards the end of this relationship, and I slowly started shifting a lot of different things. I really lost myself throughout that. I lost love for myself. I lost who I even was. Like I changed everything about myself. How I dressed, who I hung out with, what I did, what I ate, like everything.
And what, sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Like what?
No, go for it.
Because like, is it like you just had so much trust and love in that individual, you know, that you're like where you just wanted to spin your life around them and make sure they were good? Like, because that's something that I honestly personally went through in my last relationship. Like I never had a personal life. You know, I don't know if that's like a good reference point. Like did you have a personal life, I guess, when you were with him? I guess that's a good structure question right there. Or
no. So
if that made sense at all, but
no, I didn't really. He was also very, people tell me now, narcissistic. I didn't see that at the time. He was very controlling. I didn't even see it as that. I just thought I was being this considerate girlfriend, helping him and making him feel comfortable. But like even different outfits, like he wasn't comfortable with me wearing leggings, me wearing certain dresses, so like I was very, like even I was involved in dance and
is that a cat?
Sorry. No, my like light thing here, part of it just fell.
Oh, yay.
We're good. We're good.
Hey, guess what? It happens. This is showbiz, baby. We go on with the show. Love it.
But yeah, as I was saying, I was even in the dance club show and dance team, and I supposed to wear leggings in these rehearsals and these shows. Well, he wasn't okay with that, so I would wear sweatpants, and even one of the times they're like, "You're supposed to be in leggings," and I'm like, "They weren't clean. I didn't have any clean," and they're like, "You didn't wash them? You knew like this was a dance show," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's fine, like whatever," and there were just so many things. Like I started smoking weed. I was against weed. In high school, I was super against weed. Not here to lecture you around weed, but like
no, I'm interested to hear your perspective, honestly. Yeah, if you want to talk about it, because I mean, this is something that I've been reflecting on even myself, because I used to smoke every single fucking day, and I just realized it was like mentally holding me back being the person I need to become, because it's like it's like out. I mean, it's just like everything in moderation. You know, I don't want to compare it to alcohol, but like moderation. If you have too much of it, it's gonna slow you down in some way, shape, and form. Maybe obviously I'm probably gonna get some ridicule, but like I mean, each to each their own. You gotta do your thing. But me personally, but yeah, go explain. Yeah, if you want to dig deeper into why you don't, didn't think cannabis was like the move and why you did in the first. But yeah, explain that a little deeper if you want to.
So, well, honestly, I was so against it, and I was almost too judgmental about. I in high school, if you smoked weed, I didn't talk to you. Like I was that. I was a cheerleader. I was. These are the stoner kids. I don't associate with them. I didn't associate with the band people. Like there were certain people that I did not talk to. I was not your nice, friendly person I am today. No, I was rude and stuck up. And then I went to college and got involved with this man, and he was a huge stoner. And I didn't even start smoking right away, but naturally, it was something he did so frequently that eventually I did. It just became one of those things. I don't want to say that he pressured me into it, but I was spending time with him. And then you're with him, you're with the roommate, and then they're doing this. And it's eventually you try it. And then one thing leads to another. And I was eating different foods. Even it's ironic, I was a vegetarian in high school and met him, and I wasn't comfortable enough to tell him I did not eat meat. So that's why I started eating meat after 5 years of being a vegetarian, because I didn't have the courage to tell this man that I was now seeing that tried to give me chicken that I didn't eat chicken.
Damn.
And I even threw it up because I didn't have the balls to be like, dude, I'm a vegetarian.
Damn, yeah. Yo, that chicken's like, yo, I died for nothing. I died for nothing. Yo, that's crazy though. But it's like, yo, like, did you have a thought then, like when you're like, why am I doing this? Like what, like when you were eating the chicken for the first time, like was this like, did you question yourself then? Like, you know what I mean? Because that's just like you're.
I was more like, I don't want him to know that I don't eat meat. Just eat the chicken. And I was like, oh my God, this tastes weird. Don't make a face. And I ate it. And later that night, I literally puked. I called the doctor the next day, and I was like, I felt so sick for days. I was like, what is up with me? And they're like, what have you done differently? I was like, well, I ate chicken. And they're like, do you normally eat chicken? I was like, I haven't eaten chicken in 5 years. And they're like, that'll do it. Yeah. I was like, no, but it wasn't bad. It was grilled. It was cooked. And they're like, your body's not used to it, so it's rejecting it.
Yeah. So are you back on that? Are you back on the vegetarian diet or?
No, okay. No. Ironically enough, now I primarily eat chicken.
Yeah. So let me ask you actually, what made you even interested to do that diet in the first place? For 5 years, obviously it must have made a difference in like, did you do it for dancing and stuff? Like, I don't know if that was like a part of it or just you were like interested in trying something different.
I actually saw a film my freshman year of high school that it was called Food Inc., I believe. And I saw how they made different stuff in the processes. And I was like, I am done eating meat.
I think is that the one? Yeah, with like the slaughterhouses, they'll go to the cows.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah, those are, it's just, and that's another thing, right? This that's disgusting. Like there has to be better ways to, do this, but I don't know. I'm not very knowledgeable when it comes to, those slaughterhouses and stuff like that. But it's like, I understand why, I don't know. I'm more of like, everyone get your own farm and have your own cows and shit like that, but
I don't eat like red meat now. Like I don't do beef, I don't do pork, but chicken, that's like my prime source of protein.
Wait, do you eat fish?
Some fish. I'm very picky, but some fish.
Salmon?
No. Why? No. Lobster, salmon, no.
Well, I understand. See, that's funny you say that because I'm like, why is like lobster and crabs such like a delicacy when it's like literally
no.
It's literally a bottom feeder. Like what? Like, and that's like, someone told me, like, I just like remind myself, it's like we know it, but like, wait, why is it such a delicacy? But it doesn't. I mean, I understand the textures a little bit. Like it's like I understand, but I had some crab actually after I ran my marathon. Sunday, I had some crab. It was pretty good. Maybe because anything tastes good after a marathon, but
that's probably true.
Yeah, but no. Sorry. So go back. Go back to So you were really you changed your whole lifestyle around this individual, and now after I guess if you want to continue from when you last ate chicken, like and if you want to continue on, like, I don't know if that was like, so like one of the major changes in your life where you're like, all right, I gotta reflect and like see, like, am I really happy with what I'm doing and stuff?
Well, I never told him that I was a vegetarian, so I just started eating meat from that day forward. Um, that should have been my sign that like I wasn't comfortable with this guy, but it took me 5 years to learn that.
The things we do for love. Yeah, Courage the Cowardly Dog, great show. But you know what I mean? It's like, I mean, I've done dumb shit, you know, in relationships. It's, you know, because we're so, well, I guess depending on the individual, like I can imagine like yourself, obviously you're very giving. So it's like, you know, when you're in that, when you're that type of individual, you know, you hope that you can get reciprocated the same, you know, energy and effort that you're putting in. But, you know, obviously like we're ignorant. We're like, no, it's like one of those memes, like, I can change him. I can change him. I'm telling you.
So that's not what it was. I was not trying to change him. He approached it as he's anxious over this, so that's why he doesn't want me to wear that, doesn't want me to go here. And I thought, okay, I'm being this great girlfriend, and I'm not going to do this, and I'm going to be supportive, and I'm going to help him. And he still cheated on me, and yeah.
Damn. And then you're like, I'm a boss the fuck up. That's what the fuck happened.
Thank you.
No, and then after, like, you know, after that whole situation, is that when you, so you've been doing podcasting for a year, you said, over a year?
About 6 months.
6 months? Oh, okay. Never mind. Damn.
Because I said, if you would have told me a year ago, I would have said, hell no, I ain't doing it.
Oh, okay. That's what, okay. Got you. So I thought it was like at least a year. But yeah. You're almost there, though.
August, so maybe more than 6 months. I've been saying 6 months for a while, so it might be.
You look at the calendar, it's like a year and a half. Wait, hold up. I've been fucking up this whole time.
Not a year yet. It's not a year yet. It's August, but yeah.
So like, what was the major changes though after that? Like when you really like self-reflected deeper, when you were finally alone, like, you know, single, like
relationship.
Yeah. What were the next steps that you did with yourself? Like, did you focus on career? Did you focus on just like self of like mental, like health, like?
That's kind of when I got into fitness.
Okay.
So I started getting into fitness towards, well, we were actually broken up. We lived together for about 8 months post breakup. That was fun.
Oh, what? Hold up. Yo, how many fights are going down there? Shit.
Yeah. Small attic apartment. Yep. We broke up in November and he moved out the following August.
Damn.
Yes. Because he said, my name's on the lease. I'm not leaving. And that was his reason when I went to break up with him. He said, you can't break up with me. We live together. And I said, I don't give two shits. Get out. He said, my name's on the lease. I ain't leaving. I said, well, neither the fuck am I. So I guess we're living together. He goes, we can't live together broken up. And I said, then leave. And he said, I'm not leaving. And I said, well, neither the fuck am I. So I guess we're doing this. And here we are.
And it's that song, like, we're all in this together, just plays in the background conveniently. You're like, wait, what the fuck? Yeah. Hey, yo, you guys were both like stubborn, like, no, fuck you. No, fuck you. All right? Like, I'm staying here. Hey, you know what I mean? Shit, I can imagine all the fucking. Oh, that must be.
It got interesting. It got interesting.
Oh, I can imagine. My God. But hey, you know, you just. It's just the funny things that life puts you through, right?
Yes.
Wait, so in that time when you were there, you were just going to the gym like every morning, like on the grind, like what was your schedule like when like?
So I was working at a group home at the time, so I was working mainly second shift, but I was still working out in the morning, going to work second shift usually. Sometimes I did morning shift, and yeah, that's basically what I was doing. I was in the gym a lot, meal prepping and grinding.
The meal prep. See, I give you props for that because that's something I'm lacking so hard is fucking meal prepping. This is like me taking the time to actually sit. You know, let's just take it one day, but I'm just like, damn, I'm just not disciplined. I just need more discipline to like.
Discipline is not the word.
What's the word? What's the bird is the word?
Just do it.
Oh, I like that. Just do it.
Motivation, just enough with the fucking. You don't need shit.
No, you're right though, 100%. You know what I mean? It's just really just a mind, like overcoming your inner.
Yeah, mindset. It's a mindset.
In fact, there it is, right? Yo, it's sparkling right there in my face. Mindset, motherfuckers. Actually, like, what books do you read? Actually, like, what mindset books do you read? I'm interested because I've been reading The Law of Success by Napoleon Hill.
I you're putting me on the spot. Let me
Oh my
think.
fault. Oh no.
Rachel Hollis is my favorite author. Go Wash Your Face,
Go
probably
wash.
my favorite book.
Go wash your face. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I
And it's not about washing your face, actually.
was
Fun
about to
fact.
say, I was like, I'm about to go wash my face. Is there something on it? Like shit.
No, it has nothing to do with you washing your face. Nothing.
All right, shit. Wash your face.
Mm-hmm.
I put watch like watching. I'm watching your face. Yeah, but I was gonna say we could dig deeper on the mindset, honestly, category. Like, do you think that's something that's really missing in society now when it comes to like kids like growing up is just teaching them like how powerful their mind is? Because I feel like there's a lot, like not everyone, of course, but I feel like there's a big like victim mentality that is promoted out there. And like, so do you think that's like a major issue in this country or just the world in general of not being taught is like how powerful our minds are and utilizing it?
Yes, but also when you mentioned victim mentality in kids today, everybody gets a trophy. Like, here's your participation trophy. Like, bro, what? What? I even my generation, like I'm 27 years old, I had some of the phase of that. Like, bro, I suck at basketball. Why did I get a trophy? I remember asking my mom, I'm awful. Why did they give me a trophy? And
Well,
she's like, everybody got one. Just take the trophy. I'm like, it doesn't make sense.
it's like a false like perception, a false like victory.
Like, I don't want this fucking here. You fucking participated, kinda have a trophy. What the fuck?
What was it, a slam dunk competition?
No, like I played on an actual basketball team, but like I wasn't good.
See, that's like
And I was young, so it was one of those, but I wasn't that young. Not everybody should get a fucking trophy. And like first, second, third, not everybody gets a fucking trophy.
mm-hmm. And that's the thing. It's just like this, and also like having the patience and the dedication to want to get better. Right when you see those people who are making these higher, advances when it comes to any sport in general, like it should motivate you. Not all right, here you go, you participated. Good job. Good job, bud. Good job. Good job. And then it's just not going. They're not going to try after that. They're not going to want to put in extra effort. They're not going to. And it's like, and obviously, I can talk all the shit I want, but pointing a finger and three are pointing back at me. There's definitely things I need to work on. Just like I was saying, just doing it mentality. I just need to just do it. And but I think people are waking up to it though. Like you said, like I think people are waking up, seeing individuals like yourself. Like there's more people out there that are showing it by example mostly. And it's doing a lot. Like you're doing more than what you think you're doing. It's awesome.
Oh, thank you.
No, you're doing it. You're the one putting in the work. But like,
no, I appreciate it though.
Yeah, of course. But like, is there? Oh, because you were talking about like I actually want to go back to like dancing, your dancing career and stuff like that. Like, was that your first sport or something? Like, because obviously it seems like you're very active when it comes to physical activities and stuff like that. So like, did you was ballerina like dancing the first thing, or did you play like soccer? Like, I don't think football, but you never know shit nowadays.
So I danced when I was a kid, and then I got into basketball because at the school I went to a Catholic school, and now they only had basketball. So I was playing basketball naturally when I wanted to play a sport, because I lived in a different town than the school that I went to. So when I tried to sign up for soccer in the town that I went to school in, because that's where my friends were, they were like, you can't because you don't live in this town. Well, I didn't want to play in the town that I lived in because I didn't know any of those kids. So I played basketball for a long ass fucking time, even though I sucked, because that's what I could play. So I played basketball all of third grade through eighth grade. Then when I went to high school, I was trying everything. If I could try it, I was trying it. So even I did like preseason lacrosse, and then I played softball for like actual spring season. My mom was so pissed. We spent $200 on lacrosse gear, and then I didn't play for the actual season. I did like indoor lacrosse when it didn't even actually count, and it was fun though. I played some lacrosse. I played softball. I did cheerleading. I did basketball again in high school. And yeah, and then I did dance again in college when I went to college.
Oh damn! And you just had a more gravitation toward dancing. Like it just was more like fulfilling for you, or is it just like you were just so accustomed to it, like, oh, I'm just gonna dance?
I mean, I was more into cheerleading in high school, so it was kind
Okay.
of the next similar-ish thing. And my freshman year of college, the cheerleading team wasn't active. It then became active, but I stuck with dance because I already started it.
Yeah.
So that's why I didn't go cheerleading to cheerleading. I started doing dance. It was very similar to cheerleading. I loved cheerleading.
Did you
Love
travel a lot during like either your cheerleading and or your dancing, like career?
some, but not far, not crazy far.
Oh, like different states, like yeah, like fucking. Hey, we're going to Rhode Island. Shit like that. Right? Yeah,
Yeah.
Massachusetts is nice though. I miss Massachusetts honestly a little bit, just because the weather. I miss the snow.
Why?
Oh, just because it just brings out the kid in me. Like I'm in Pennsylvania now,
Fuck the
and it was
snow.
snow.
Fuck the snow. I'm moving to Florida to get away from the snow.
Oh, you are? Let's go! Congratulations, that's fucking awesome. I actually get shit. Gives me more of a reason to travel to Florida. I have fucking like 6 guests I need to get on my podcast. So it's like shit. No, that's awesome. I wish you the best in that journey too. Like, are you trying to do like a full time like a fitness like thing, like trying to like build your own business? Like, is that your goal, like moving to Florida, or is just you want the different scenery?
No, I accepted a paralegal job in Florida.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah, I haven't like publicly announced that on social media, but
Oh,
yeah.
well. Now I'll be posting it this Sunday. So yeah, it's gonna be this Sunday. So you better release it before then.
It's okay. I don't care. It's cool.
What was this actually like? Actually, I want to dive into your paralegal stuff actually about that. So like, what like, did you have someone in your family that like was in law, or were you always fascinated with the law in general? Like growing up, did you watch documentaries and like court cases, or like what fascinated you about it? What interests you?
So no one in my family was involved in law or the legal field.
Okay.
My uncle dealt with a lot of bullshit with his ex-wife, so I for the longest time was like, I'm going to be a family attorney and I'm going to help people because she made up a lot of lies and she knew police officers. So he didn't see his kids for 12 years. Yeah, he went
God
through a lot of
damn.
shit. And I was like, fuck this. I'm going to help fucking people dealing with family issues. And me personally, I didn't meet my father until about a year ago. So,
Wow.
yeah, I grew up just my mom and my grandparents. I didn't know him, and he didn't really want to be in my life growing up. Which, to each their own. Honestly, I was better off if he didn't want to be there. He didn't want to be there,
Hmm.
and they, if the parent doesn't want to be involved in the kid's life, it might feel shitty in the moment, but like you're better off because now that I know him and feeling the effects of him kind of being there, and it's shitty.
Yeah.
Um, and I just knew I wanted to help people within that field. So I was like, I'm going to college for legal studies or for law. I ended up getting my bachelor's in legal studies. Um,
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Like, I actually want to
it's
ask about
fine, go for it.
your
What?
relationship with your father. Like, is there ever like a question in the back of your head, like, is there a way I can strengthen and make this bond better, or is it something that he's not putting in the effort as well? Like, I don't know. That's just it's the first question. I know it's spontaneous, but it kind of just like, is there like a thing like, damn, I wish I can make this stronger, like, or is he kind of just like let it happen and things will come to hopefully
I mean,
fruition?
I wish it was stronger, but it's kind of it is what it is. I've tried. I initiated things, so like we do have a relationship. Which at the end of the day, this might sound like bad, but I didn't want something to happen to him and me not have at least reached out and met him, etc. Like if he didn't wanted nothing to do with me, fine. But he's 61 years old and like not to be morbid like that. Like I want to meet my dad before he dies, but I didn't want that to happen. So I did ayahuasca. A few months later, I was like, I randomly called my father on a random Tuesday, left a 5-minute voice message introducing myself. It was awkward as fuck. And he texted me back 30 minutes later and he was like, OMG, sent me like a long ass paragraph. And yeah, we went to a fair together like 2 weeks later. And things have been weird. They're okay, but they're weird, which
Mhm.
it makes sense. But Yeah.
Is there questions you want to ask him that you haven't like told him that like I can imagine you like have you ever asked him like why, like why were you gone? Like is that something you've asked that like had that conversation or we don't have to get
I
into
mean,
this. You know what I mean? I know it's personal stuff. I'm just curious myself because it's on that like my relationship. Like my father was close to my life. He was always there. You know what I mean? I just never dug deeper myself. You know, so that's something I've been working on the past couple of years, having a deeper bond with him. So I'm just curious what other perspectives are.
I mean, we've talked a little bit about it. It's something that I don't think he's fully ever going to own up to because it's not going to make me feel good, you know? So like he's kind of never, I can tell he's not really being fully honest about it, but I don't think he's ever going to be, you know?
I got it. Maybe. Hey, maybe one day you get him to take some ayahuasca with you.
If only.
Yeah, just like slip it in the drink. Hey, you want to go on a trip, Dad? Yeah, sure. It's like, what trip is? No. It's like I said, we're going on a trip. But I was So no, that's interesting. It's just because a lot of people, a lot of kids nowadays don't have fathers, so it's just like that's another epidemic too that's happening now. There's not a lot of families that are together, and that's a sad thing because I hope every family is able to stay strong and have a strong family relationship and have that close bond. But yeah, anyways, I'm kind of going off topic. But yeah, go.
We'll also say though, I don't believe in staying together for the kids.
True.
Like it's a lot of people, not a lot of people, but people try to do that, and I've even known people. I'm not going to say names, but I've known people within my own personal life that have, and the kids are eventually going to be able to tell, and it's even like the situation with me, like so many people felt so bad. This poor girl doesn't know her father, like blah blah blah. And it's like, bro, I was better off. He wouldn't have been around. So like, okay, I would have known who he is. Okay, like, it's
Yep. Oh no, and I think actually I was just gonna ask you. It must have been a relief though to like, because like you said, like before you're like, yeah, he's 61, like he's almost gonna die, and that's a fact. You know what I mean? It's just life. It's fucking facts. Like it's like, damn, I want to at least know.
Hey, he's almost gonna die. Now you make me sound bad. I did not say he's almost gonna die.
Oh my fault.
You never know. Like death doesn't have a number. And no offense, but even more so, ayahuasca gave me this awakening, and I said, what the fuck? If something happens to this fucking man, I'm gonna kick myself for the rest of my life that I didn't try to reach out. Could he have reached out? Yeah, he could have. But you know what? Manders, we're gonna be the bigger person. Yeah. We're gonna make a phone call, and yeah, I googled his name, I found his cell phone number, and I called him. I told no one, and I did it on a random Tuesday.
On a random, going up on a Tuesday. Going up, like it must feel good though, because it's like it does answer that question for you of like, all right, at least I had him. I talked to him in my life. I know who he is as an individual. You know what I mean? Instead of like always like, like you said, he could have passed away and be like, damn, like who was he? Like, was he a great guy? Was he a fucking crazy adventurer? Did he sell coke for the cartel? Like, what is this? Like, what is this life? Maybe that's the story he doesn't want to tell you. He's a fucking cartel fucking boss. And he doesn't, you know what I mean? He's like, yeah, I used to sell cocaine down the block in New Bedford Harbor, right?
He would tell me. He would have told me.
Exactly, right? But like, actually, with like, is that something you actually dig like upon when it comes to your podcast as well, is like psychedelics and like how it helps your mindset?
I do emphasize that it's not for everybody, but it can help your mindset. Like, yeah, I talk about it openly, but I also say like ayahuasca is not for everybody, because when I first heard about it, I was so against ayahuasca. I wouldn't try it. I wasn't interested in it. I was like, I'm a paralegal. You think I'm gonna drink a drug in the woods? The fuck you think this is? I ain't doing that. My boyfriend at the time was like, I'm going to do, he's like, I want you to come with me. I'm like, what is it? And he explained, I'm like, bro, I am not doing that in the woods of the fuck? Wait, I'm a paralegal. Do you realize this?
That's too fucking, wait, was that your first psychedelic ever? Like, did you ever try shrooms? Like anything like that?
Yes, I had tried shrooms. But even more, like you hear ayahuasca. Ayahuasca is next level. So even more, I was like, I ain't fucking doing that. Like, and then I just slowly felt called to it, ironically enough. And I did it about a year and a half, 2 years later at the same place he wanted me to go.
That's fine. Yo, I'm gonna need your contact info for that. I'm gonna need that. I'm like, because I've been thinking about doing it myself recently. Well, I've been wanting to do it for a while, but I feel like now it's like, yeah, I kind of want that, like a mental reset. Like, all right, like what's
But I do emphasize, like,
yeah,
it's not for everybody, and you will know if you are called to do it. Because like even like me, yeah, maybe it was ego, but at the time it wasn't meant for me. When I did it, it was meant for me, and not everything is meant for everybody, and it might be meant for you now, but it might not be meant for you in a year, or vice versa. So it's like, and I really try to emphasize that too.
No, 100%, exactly, and that goes with like anything, right? It's like any psychedelics, fucking medications,
Yeah.
fucking things you want to get into. Just do it for yourself, do your knowledge, do your due diligence. Don't just jump and jab
Don't just
yourself.
hear me talk about ayahuasca on a podcast and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go do ayahuasca." No, bro, no.
If people listen to what I said, did what I said on the podcast, I'd probably get some lawsuits right now. but I was gonna say, like, when it comes to mental health, because that's also a big issue nowadays. It's crazy because now it's weird because now the younger generation, you see them coming up, they're more anxious, they're more nervous, they're less confident in themselves, and yet this is the biggest time of amplifying mental health and caring for it. Why is there such a parallel to that right now? Like, why do you think that's like? Are we not doing our due diligence? Is there things we're missing? Is there something that you would recommend? Like what would you say?
Um, I think a lot of it has to do with social media because it's constantly available. You're constantly seeing it. It's constantly on the phones. And even like my generation, I'm not even that old, but there was a time of my childhood where the internet wasn't a thing. Social media wasn't. I didn't have a cell phone. Like kids didn't have cell phones. And you don't see that today. You know, I even notice it with my younger cousin. Like she struggles with that so much, but she's been a generation that's had the phones, the social media, or even when it was an iPod Touch before she had the official iPhone,
Oh shit!
like to access all the fucking social media when she was young as fuck. She was like 9 years old. Like
Damn, what were you doing at 9 years old? Right? It's like shit. I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon.
exactly. And I even remember, and I give this example, like I didn't have no iPod. I had my portable CD player with my huge ass bag and these CDs. I remember going to my aunt's house and I was the shit. I was the shit with my portable CD player and I was rocking it. Like,
Wait, hold up. What CDs did you have in it though? What were your top five? Top five.
oh gosh, let me think. I had Drake.
Oh,
Um,
okay, yep. What, the Pound Cake song? Oh wait, no, that's later on. I think. Fuck, I can't remember. It's like him with like the clouds and then him on the side, but I think that was later on. I don't even know what year. It was like 2008 or something. I can't remember.
that
It's been
might that, that might have been because I was born in 96. So I was about 10, 12.
yeah, 96 babies were the shit. Yeah, clap.
Yep. Hillary Duff. I liked Hillary Duff.
Oh, yep,
Uh,
banger.
Jesse McCartney. He was one of them.
Okay.
Yep. I was your typical preteen girl in the late 90s. I fit that. I fit that
You
with
look.
your Jesse McCartney.
I
I'm
like.
trying.
Yeah, there's so many, but because I remember my CDs, I would say is like All American Rejects. You remember
Yep.
them? Yeah. What is it? I'm gonna give not gives you hell. I want to do it because that's a good song too, but that's like a newer one. Uh, Change your mind, let go too soon. Sit down, you're sinking. There's. Oh wait, no, you're thinking that no one will. Oh fuck, I can't remember the songs. I can't remember the fucking lyrics. Yeah, I can't fucking remember. God, I'm gonna play the song now. After this, I'm gonna start jamming out lyric by lyric. Son of a bitch. And then was Blink 182. Bullet for My Valentine. What? See, when I was growing up, my sister was like my influence when it came to like shit, like what I got into. Like she was into like rock music, screamo. So I was listening to a bunch of that. Like I was literally the kid with skinny jeans and a mohawk. Like imagine this fro but a mohawk. Like what the fuck? Black kid with a hawk. Like, come on.
That's so funny.
Yeah, but like I want, like you said though, that, like, because I can imagine too, like, you know what I mean, back then too, we didn't, you know, if we were bored, like we would go outside and meet, you know, our friends too, and just be outdoors
Yeah.
more. It's like,
No, we're outside so much more. And even the electronics was so much more minimal. So even kids today, if they're outside, they've always got something with them. I
mm.
didn't have that. You know what I mean? Like we didn't have that.
No, it's
So,
crazy. I was reading a statistic, and I think it was I'm trying to remember. It was either Forbes or New York Times, but they were saying how prisoners have more time outdoors than they do kids now. They have like the average across the country is 2 hours a day for prisoners, and then the average for, you know, kids now is like an hour under. I'm like, holy shit, like an hour under. Like, imagine like I said, just especially the past 3 years though. I think it was definitely the lockdowns that fucked with us
oh yeah, that did not
heavily.
help.
Yeah, like, and I can imagine, like, actually, what was your, like, no, actually, it's not a little off topic, but kind of going back to what we were talking about, like, did you have like what was your experience going through the lockdowns and stuff, just in general, like when it came to
My
family?
lockdown experience was interesting because I worked at a group home at the time. So we didn't close because we had adolescents that were involved with DCF. So they lived there. They were there 24/7. So
Mhm.
I still had a job. I worked a lot. I didn't work any less. There was even overtime if people got sick
Oh
or
wow.
like couldn't work. And I was actually, that was during the time I was living with the ex when we weren't together. So COVID brought a lot of fun for me. A lot of fun for me.
Hey, at least I had an excuse to make like get out. Like, all right, gotta go to
Oh,
work.
I purposely was working all the overtime. Even my boss knew. I was like, listen, I'm living with the ex and I don't want to be here. I was working some days 7 a.m. to 11 p.m.
Damn.
So I was going to the gym, going to work for the full day, coming home, smoking a ball, going to bed, and doing it again.
So nothing, yeah, nothing really changed except extra. Well, obviously things changed, but it was like in a sense of like a big shift in like your, you know, reality, right? It was a bit like, because there's some people, you know, who didn't have a job, who had to fucking sit at home, like had to find like, you know, because imagine like that impact too, like, oh, your job's not essential, you're gonna sit home and do nothing and rot like a little raisin, you little raisin, you little raisin.
Yeah, no, that's true. I'm sure, but I never got to experience that. Part of me at times wishes I had like a little bit of a break. Everybody was, what are you doing with this? Like getting into these crafts, getting into, I didn't get any. No.
And then I guess that's the thing that also sucked too, was like, you know, people like yourself, nurses, officers, whatever, maybe like people who are working ridiculous hours overtime and like not getting, you know, their fair share of like kudos and like appreciation too, because, you know, there's still people that, you know, still had to, that were still going out, like, you know, buying shit, you know what I mean? It was just, I don't know, it was a weird time. It was a very weird
It was.
time. I remember like driving around and there was just no one out on the highways, like even driving to Boston. I'm like, yo, there's no one on the fucking road. Like, usually you drive at this hour on the weekday and you would be fucking 3 hours in traffic. Now no one's
Never
out.
know.
Yeah, it was interesting. But like you said, it was a good, I think it was a good also experience to really see people for who they are as well. Like, there's a lot of people who I thought were, you know, this way, and that turns out they were complete, you know, 180. And it was definitely eye opening for me. Definitely
How so?
more of, let me try to, I would say it's because it really showed who really was a individual who didn't just believe what others were saying, like actually like reflect on ideas and had their own like points on things, and not just like repeat what other, you know, people are saying, or joining a said, you know, because it was very political also. I don't want to get too much into politics, but like it was very political time too, in turmoil, because there was nothing else out there. You know, we had sports canceled, we had all this other shit canceled. You can't even do, there was, and there was so much oxymorons too that like people would follow, even though it completely blatantly like was like, you know, like there was a woman who got arrested in California for surfing during COVID. Like, wait, what? Like, what the fuck? Like that makes no sense, especially when you see more studies showing that vitamin D and being outdoors actually helps you fight against COVID. It was just weird. It was just weird. It was just very, and it's just very eye opening to really show the higher, these individuals in politics or in higher positions of power, like how ignorant and how power hungry they are. So I guess that was the more learning experience. And of course, I learned about myself because that's when I left the relationship too. And I was the asshole. I'm not going to lie. I was the fucking asshole. I had to learn a lot about myself as a man. I was like, damn, like I don't want to be this weak fucking, like, it was a big learning. I think that's what everyone, I don't want to just talk about me, but I think everyone had that experience during COVID. It was a self-reflection, like, hey, like I need to do better. And also like the people around you as well. Like, who are you keeping around you? Are they positive individuals that are going to push you, or are they going to, tiptoe around you and sugarcoat things and make
Yes, there were so many divorces post-COVID.
Oh yeah, you must have been. Yeah, it must have been crazy, huh? Wait, did you fight? Do you deal most with divorce? Sorry, I've been talking. I feel like Wally now, fucking taking over the podcast. But yeah, like, did you deal with a lot of like? Is that mostly what you deal with? Is like divorce cases? I know you say you do with family like issues and stuff, but like, is it mostly divorces or is it like?
Yeah. So at one point, yes. At one point, it was a lot of family law divorce cases. Yep. And post-COVID, it was heavy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're like,
Because
damn.
you together 24/7, and it's like, oh, you realize that even more shit you don't like about this fucking. And no, because we had so many people, and they're like, oh yeah, this, and I'm like, oh, okay, the breakdown occurred in 2020. Not surprised. That's one of the questions we asked. When did the marriage break down? Okay.
Damn. And it was all universal, like 2020, the majority of the time.
A lot of it, or you see like January 2021. Okay. So like the aftermath. Okay. Yeah.
What's your opinion on like the whole? I know we were talking about, you said you wanted to get into the family, help families and stuff like that. Like, do you think there's, like, what's your opinion about the divorce system, like the courts, like what would you? Because obviously I'm not married. I've never been married. I've never done through the system. Yeah, I've heard things, but I've never actually been inside it. So it's like, is it really like one sided? Is it really, like whoever lies the best, it leans on their side? Like, how is it inside that, environment?
No, I wouldn't say that. And I can't speak for everywhere because I have not dealt with divorce law across the United States, but
yeah.
Massachusetts, it's pretty fair, and they have to submit a shit ton of information. Like, you are not hiding shit. Like bank records, tax returns, anything that your name is on, even if you got a kid and it's their account, your name's on it, we need 3 years of those bank records.
Damn.
Like, oh yeah, 3 years of everything. Your 401k, your like anything you have that your name is on, credit card statements, you name it, it's got to get submitted. And it's a long process. And I will say that, like, even if you want to be divorced, it's one of the worst experiences anybody will go through. I've never went through it personally, but being that close to it and people going through it, it is awful. It is awful. But I also will say, like, if you don't want to be with somebody anymore, you shouldn't be. Because I met a woman and everybody felt bad for her because she was 78 years old, this woman. She was going through divorce. She had chemo. She was going through chemo as well. Oh, wow. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. We'll make sure this is fine for you. Like, her husband was nasty. We couldn't call. We couldn't send anything to them because she didn't want him to know, because he was even taken from her. He was stealing her clothes. Like, what do you want this old woman's clothes for, dude? Damn. Like, why are you just being a joke for like no reason? Anyways.
Talk about manipulation, huh? Damn.
Literally. And she says to me, Amanda, and she goes, don't feel bad for me. And I said, why? And she goes, I spent 55 years of my life miserable and married to this man. She goes, I don't know if I have 5 more months to live, and I don't want to spend 5 more months miserable. And wow. I got goosebumps saying it, and I got goosebumps when she said it to me. And I was like, oh my God. And I said, we are going to make this work for you. Everything is going to be fine. We're going to get you divorced super quick. And then the attorney was like, why did you tell her that? I was like, you realize she told me she didn't want to spend 5 more months, like, if that's what she has alive? Yes, we're going to get her divorced quick. I don't know how, but we're going to do it.
Yeah. Wow. That did give me goosebumps, though. Because, there's a lot of things in life, too. Like you said, like, they stick with, they stick with things, not even just like any relationship. It can just, relationship with certain friends. It could be, I mean, they stick with these
And
people.
she did end up passing away. She got to get divorced.
Wow.
Then we did her estate plan, but she ended up passing away. I don't remember how many months after, but she didn't live.
Damn.
And you know what? She got to get divorced. And her sister even called the office, and because she wanted to make sure we knew how thankful she was. That was her dying wish, to end divorced and to have her estate planning done. So he didn't get everything. He didn't get everything. Damn. So
all right, let's go. She's like, I'm a hoe out in heaven.
He got his half, but like he didn't make it. You know what I mean? Like,
oh no, yeah, 100. No, it feels good. Like again, just
and she's like, he wants this house. No, we're selling the house. Fuck you, dude. You're stealing the 78-year-old woman that has cancer's clothes. You don't need the house. You can get your half of the money and go live wherever you're gonna live.
He's using
there was nothing done wrong to him, but like he didn't get anything extra. You know?
Yeah, it's, you know what I mean, and it's, you know what I mean. It's like, and what are we to say what other people want to live their lives too? You know, if they need, they want to do what they want to do. You know, simple as that. As long as it's not killing people, hurting people, as long as you're happy, as forcing people to do shit that they don't want to do. It's like, fuck it. Like, what can we say? Especially for a 70 fucking year old woman that's just like, she I can imagine she doesn't have anyone else like in her life, in the sense is just like friends, or maybe the grandkids see her once in a while. It's like, we can't say nothing, man. This life is about, I guess it's kind of selfish, but it's like we have to care about ourselves first. How can we fill other glasses if ours ain't full?
It's true.
That's how I look at things. I know it's so crazy. This whole time I haven't even asked you. So like, when it comes to your podcast, like, so you wanted to explain more about it. Like, so is it mostly solos or is it all interview style?
I do a mix. So I have more interviews probably, but yeah, more interviews. And I interview a wide range of guests who have done some type of shift in their life, something that shifted who they are as a person. Maybe it's a career shift. Maybe they have a weight loss journey. Maybe they tried a different healing modality and something shifted. And now, yeah. And I talk about their shift, how they shifted, who they are today, who they were before. And yeah.
Is it usually are the majority are like in the fitness like field by any chance, or is it just like you said, anybody who's had like a revelation in their life to make a difference in their life?
It's kind of, it's not just fitness. It's kind of broadened out. I've had quite a few different like healing modality type people. A woman who did EFT. There's been a few fitness people. There's been a few yoga instructors. Few people who have done plant medicines and their experiences. Different people who've done ayahuasca, how it was for them, their after effects, their during effects. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Actually, I have a.
And I kind of try to touch upon like, this might work for you guys, or it might not. Here's how it worked for them. Here's what the negative sides that might have came up for them. Even I had one guest that post ayahuasca, he had to start attending therapy. He never attended therapy before, but he couldn't really integrate well, and he had so much come up for him. Wow. And that's something that, when do you hear people talk about that in terms of ayahuasca? Not often, and it's just like, oh, it's this, you're going to see these different things and experience. Bro, I thought about every single life experience I ever had in my life, whether it was good or bad, and all the effects of it. It was like watching a movie of my life. And at times it was great, and at times it was the worst experience of my fucking life.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the thing. It's like, are you ready to deal with like all of those experiences again at once too, and really reflect on them and see how much it's changed you? And like, because there's probably things in your life that you looked back on in that journey when you were doing it, and you were like, damn, I didn't know that affected me this much. It didn't seem like it at the time, but it affected you long term, like slowly but surely. And that's why I'm interested too, because like, I think everybody should, because there's probably some deep shit that we don't know about that we've locked in. We're so good at locking in. They're like, yeah, then you bring it back, you're like, oh fuck, I forgot I fucking spilled the milk on fucking grandma when, like, I don't know, it's just some stupid shit that just scarred you for life that can help you a lot. I can imagine the weight that gets lifted off your shoulders after doing that.
No, it's true.
Yeah, but what was this? I'll have to get you this one of my friends, actually, her name's Kenzie, and she She does Reiki. She's like a licensed like Reiki instructor or whatever. So I don't know if that's something you would be interested in the ballpark, but
Yeah, no, definitely.
yeah, I'll definitely send you your contact information after this. But like, what do you plan on like for the future of your podcast? I know you've only been 6 months doing it and stuff like that, but like, what's your goal? Do you plan on having like a brick and mortar? Do you plan on maybe even like one day when you have enough funding, maybe even fund like other people on their journey, maybe with like fitness, like sponsorships, stuff like that? Like, what ideas have you had in mind, or is that too like far ahead right now for you?
Not too sure about what ideas yet. We'll see. You'll see. Be on
Okay.
the lookout.
Whee, let's go. I feel like you already got something plotted, honestly. I feel like you're like, yeah, I'm actually sponsoring this Olympic athlete that's going on the Olympics next year. I mean, this year, actually. So, yeah, 2024, right? Yeah, fucking the Paris Olympics. Is that something you would ever get into? You think you would ever go into,
Do the
like, get
Olympics?
seriously? Yeah.
I don't know.
Get back to basketball, start dunking on fools.
No, I would if I ever go into the Olympics, I promise you on my life it will not be for basketball. I don't know what it will be for, but I can promise you basketball will not be it. Fair
Yo,
warning.
that would be. Hey, well, they have a. Wait, do you snowboard? What?
No. I attempted it once and I was awful. My coordination is not great. It's not good.
I'm fucking weak. Yeah, I was gonna say snowboarding. So you could get into snowboarding. That's the Olympics now. And then they actually just added rock climbing now to the Olympics too.
Okay, I could do rock climbing.
All right,
I can rock climb.
there we go. We got you. Right, we're gonna see you in the fucking 2028 Olympics. Next thing you know, like, yeah, I went on this rock climbing journey. Been just traveling the globe. I fucking climbed Mount Fuji. Like, like shit. No, but I was gonna say, so yeah, no, thank you. I was gonna say we are at that hour mark. Amanda, thank you so much. I know I was kind of butchered. I could have done a lot better with conversation and
No, it's
structure,
okay.
but hey, it's a learning experience. I love it, and honestly, I appreciate you because I did a Zoom. I'm gonna start doing more Zoom once because I honestly had this perception like, oh, I don't like Zoom just because it's like it's not because I like being one-on-one, actually being with the person in front, but like it's still like a good experience too, and it'll help me because I mean, obviously not everyone's going to be able to. Because actually, one of my friends I talked to last week about coming on the podcast, he's in fucking Taiwan now. I'm like, wait, what the fuck? So it's like, yeah, well,
Did you know he was in Taiwan?
no, I was like, yo, I thought he was fucking here in America still. I thought he was still traveling, like, because he's a BMX biker, like, professionally. And I was like, all right, I'm thinking he's in America. He's like, no, I'm in Taiwan, motherfucker. I'm like, hold up. I'm like, do I have to buy a ticket, though? It would be a good excuse to travel.
Oh my God.
No, but thank you for, like, getting me out, because, subconsciously, it has gotten me out of, like, the comfort zone of, like, not doing Zoom. So, like,
Good. I'm trying to help Jared Carroll with that. Do you know Jared Carroll?
yeah, he's actually, he's one of my good friends. Actually, that's what I was talking about the group chat earlier. That he's in my group chat. We have, like, a podcast group chat, like, with Wally, Jared, and Gio. And yeah,
I love that.
yeah.
I love that. I love them.
No, and that's the thing too, right? I've been
I got on Wally's ass about the podcast. That's why I did a group one with him and Jared.
Oh, I haven't watched that one yet. That was gonna be my next one.
It is so funny. It
Really?
is so funny.
Oh, I can imagine. No, you're great. You're a great. Like I can tell. Even though we are just, this is our first really conversation, but you're a great individual. I can tell you're gonna do great things, though, Amanda.
Thank you.
No, of course. But not. Yeah. Well, I was gonna say we'll definitely have to do a podcast though, like do some content or some shit. Like I'm more of a like when it comes to my mental health, it's more of running. So like we'll maybe do like a jog or some shit, or like we'll do like a bunch of like different workouts. Like you plan like a fucking like what do they call it? Not a Roman fuck. It's like when you do like two workouts at once at the same time, like you switch back and forth. And I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Yeah. No, but Amanda, thank you so much. I appreciate you. You're awesome.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
No, of course. And before we sign off, shout out yourself, how people can support you, your podcast, your dreams, and yeah, shoot some fucking words of wisdom if you want.
Okay, you can find my podcast. It's Mando's Mindset. It's on all streaming platforms. You can find me on Instagram at The Breathing Goddess. I also facilitate breathwork sessions in person and virtually. And yeah, that's about it.
Complete.
Oh, any words of wisdom?
Or you could do jokes too. I like jokes too. We all like a joke.
A joke.
I don't know. I've had people like say jokes at the end. Like I'm just like, here's the floor. Like here's the floor. Say whatever you want. And some people just do a joke or something. It's pretty funny.
Okay, I've got some words of wisdom. If there's something you want to do, even if you don't have all of it figured out, just fucking say yes. That will light a fire under your ass and you'll be forced to figure it out. So there you go.
I don't know if you can hear that, but I had an audience in the background giving you a round of applause.
That I didn't hear it.
Oh, okay, damn. Okay, yeah, because I have like my soundboard here, my roadcaster here, and I haven't used much of my sound effects.
Fancy. Okay,
Yeah,
we're roadcaster in it. Okay.
Shout out to Jared and Gio and Thomas and all my podcast, and you're part of the podcast group now, really, because you know what I mean. Podcasters got to stay together. We got to stay together.
I agree.
No, but thank you so much, Amanda. Appreciate your time. You're awesome, and can't wait to have you back on again. And guys, thank you so much for listening to the podcast. As always, thank you for your support. But most importantly, please do the best you can for yourself and the people around you, because you know why. You deserve it. Have a great one. This is Eli. Peacing out.